Instructional design. Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. So we'll go ahead and get started. And basically, this is a getting started or an introduction to Echo360. Like I said, I do know that most of you probably participated in, attended some of the sessions that were already provided. And I know a lot of you have probably already gotten started and created some videos, and I've even helped with some of this in working through some of the technical issues. But I still wanted to start from the very beginning and talk about logging in, downloading Universal Capture, and then really focus on understanding the interface and the organizational tools that are in Echo360. So if you go into one of your courses, like the one that I have here, because we have a university-wide license for Echo360, and it integrates with Canvas, you'll see it. You should see my Echo360 library and Echo360 in your course navigation menus on the left. So what I'm going to do first is go into Echo360. Now, if you've never logged in or never gone here before, it will prompt you to log in, and you will use the same credentials, or it may ask you to log in. You'll use the same credentials as your Canvas and everything else across Canvas. That's how you'll log in. If you're going to be creating videos, which I'm assuming you will, the first thing you're going to have to do is download what's called Universal Capture. And this is basically the recording tool that Echo360 uses. The easiest way I've found to get to that is to click here on Create. And then when you click the new capture, you're then prompted here. And if you have not downloaded it yet, it will give you a prompt. If it doesn't give you that prompt, then you can go here and choose whether you need the Mac download or the Windows download. And then you'll just go through the download instructions and prompts that you see come up on your screen for that. If you haven't done that yet, you can do that later after the session is over. If you have any issues, just let me know. So that's how you would download Universal Capture. I'm going to show you how to use it a little bit later. But okay, so the first thing I want to do is talk about the interface of Echo360 and the way that these software, this LTI software is what it's called, and that's a software that will partner with Canvas and allow integration with Canvas. But the way most of it works is it's basically, showing a window to that software through Canvas. So you will see the same window or the same screen, regardless of which course you're in, Canvas course you're in. So you will have access to your entire library, even if you're in one specific course. So your library here will show you every video or every presentation or every source of media that you have added to Echo360. It will be shown all in this library. And that's why the search content and the sort by can be very helpful, because it's not by semester or anything like that. You'll still see everything that you've created. So you can sort by course name, date created, so that'll show you the most recently added item at the front or at the top. You can also search. So sometimes when you create the video, or and I'll show you all this later, when you create a video or add the PowerPoint, you can add tags to those those media, and that will help you to search the content. Or you can also search by title or keyword. So basically here, the library is your one area where everything that you have added to Echo360 will be stored. Okay, so then the next tab here is courses. When you click there, these are all of the courses that are currently active or your most recent courses. And so you can click on these. It looks a little bit like it looks on your dashboard in Canvas. Again, this is a window into the entire Echo360 software for you, so you will be able to access this from every course. So I'm going to access this particular course here. And then all of my items that I've added to this course will be listed I'll get into that a little bit more in more detail in just a few minutes. But let me go ahead to the Groups tab. Now this is one you probably won't really use very often. You can create a new group and you can add others to that. And then you can share media that you have uploaded. So I won't focus on that for too long because I don't think most of us won't use groups. Okay, so the the next item over here is create. And this is where you're going to create a new capture, which means a new video, or that you're going to, a screen capture or whatever type of capture you're going to create. You can do that here, and that will launch the universal capture software. And then you also have upload media. And this media could be video that you've already created that's saved on your computer. It can be PowerPoints, anything like that. Okay, so then let's go over across here, and this is going to be your settings. Your account settings, feedback, downloads, all of that type of thing. We won't go into that too much today. And then this is going to be, when you click on there, that is your information, and it should say instructor here. And if you see the Echo360 logo, you click on that, and then it's going to basically take you to your default view, which is your library. Okay, any questions on that? So, all right, so I also want to show you here, you see these tiles that this is how you sort or decide how you want your media to show up. If you prefer it in more of a list style, then you can do that. And it will kind of give it more of a table here. And then it gives you your name, gives you the type. These icons mean that, of course, means a video. This is a PowerPoint. To me, that looks more like image, but that means it's a PowerPoint. Personally, I like the tile view. Okay. So what I want to show you now is a little bit about what new collection and new class means. So I'm going to go into one of my courses. All right, so then you're going to see over here, new collection, new class. First, I want to point out this is your course. And again, it doesn't really matter which course you're actually in here in Canvas. I do happen to be in this course, but you can go to any course regardless of where you are in Canvas. So here, of course, the top here didn't change, and in this session, I'm not going to go into anything here except for classes, because we'll talk about Q&A and polling and all in analytics a little bit later. Reorder, this is going to be a way of, as you add content, you're going to want to organize it, and reorder, I'm going to show you how to, what that's used for in just a minute by showing you how to add items to collections. So the difference between a collection and a class is that a collection is nothing but an organizational tool. So for me, in this, in my mock course that I have, I created a collection called Instructional Design Models. So then all of the items, all of the media that I want to use, and these are actually called classes here, but everything I want under Instructional Design Models, that collection will be stored under that. So I will click the arrow down and it will show me everything under that. Now this particular one is not in there yet, but I'm going to add it in just a minute. So you can use collections if you want to help organize some of your content, but you don't have to. Now your class, I don't love the way that this is called new class. To me, that makes me think about a whole course, but the new class is really topic, is how I see it. It's really like a new topic. So this can be stored, a topic can be stored, or a class can be stored in a collection, or it can just be in the library alone. It just really depends on what your preferences are. So when you add a new class, it's going to ask you for the name of it. Now I have another instructional design model that I want to add, and we're going to talk about Bloom's taxonomy. Your start date, you can just click on here, and then it's going to give you a calendar, and this is going to be whenever you want this this class to start. So when you want students to have access You can put a time in there if you would like. Okay. And also a description if you would like. Now, right now, I don't have anything in this particular class. So you see I have a blue plus. Now in this class, Addie versus Sam, I have both a video and I have the PowerPoint that goes along with that video. So when I click on the icon here, it gives me a preview of the first slide of my PowerPoint. It also lets me know some different information about it. So it's available. You can go in and view it. You can work on details, edit the details. You can make it unavailable to students if you'd like. So you can, download, remove. So it gives you a lot of options here just by clicking on that. When it's green, this means students can see this. The video, if you click here, again, this video actually starts with the PowerPoint. So that's why I see this first. But again, I have some different options available after I've added that video. Oops.
Angie?
Yes.
This is Ann. I'm sorry I'm eating lunch. I'm not on video here.
That's okay.
I'm wondering, is there any advantage to using, how I'll usually put my PowerPoint in Canvas just as part of a module?
Right.
Advantage if we're not doing video to do a PowerPoint alone in Echo360?
I would say the biggest advantage is that it shows up like it shows up almost how a video would show up. So let's see. I'm gonna click here. Okay, so here it would have, this happens to be my PowerPoint. It would show up like the way this is looking right now, except that it would be large, and then you could click through it. The students can click through it. If they would like to, they can also download it. That, to me, I think would be the biggest advantage if you don't have a video and you're only having the PowerPoint. And, that would be an advantage to putting the PowerPoint in Echo360, is that it basically has a PowerPoint viewer embedded.
Is there a way to take notes in that?
Yes, students can also take notes. So just like up here at the top, let's see, and I will be getting into notes in a later session, but they do have, they can create discussion also around the PowerPoint, and they can ask questions or make comments on the PowerPoint. So those are also additional.
Could you do that as a PDF rather than a PowerPoint?
You could, yes. You could also do it as a PDF.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. All right. So now I have this Bloom's Taxonomy as a new class, and I have Addie versus Sam as a previously added class. And I'm going to show you how to add this class to this collection called Instructional Design Models. So I mentioned reorder earlier. So that's what I'm going to do now is click on reorder, and then it gives me this these dotted lines around all of the items that are in this that are on the screen. So I want to move Addie versus Sam into Instructional Design Models. So all I have to do is click and then drag it up there, and now it has been added. See, it's in gray, and then I can click Save, Confirm, and now that is in that particular collection. So like I said, collections are really just an organizational tool. So now that I've shown you that, I'm going to talk about adding some content to the class. So first, I want to add presentation. So I click on the blue plus, and I'm going to add my PowerPoint. So when I click there, I have three choices. I can either upload a file, import from your library. Now the library this is talking about is from my Echo360 library. So if you've already added the PowerPoint to the library, you can do that. Or create a new presentation. I really don't feel like many of us would do that because you're creating it within Echo360. So at this point, I'm going to upload a file, and I can either drag and drop, or I can click here to open up my Windows Explorer, not Explorer, my window to find my PowerPoint. So let's see. So that's my PowerPoint. I'm going to click open and then make sure you click upload. It's a very small file, so it goes pretty quickly. Now you see that there's this gray and it's, you can tell it's processing. So while that's processing, I also want to add a video. So I've already created a video that I'm going to import from my library. Let's see. Actually, I did not put it in my library, but we're gonna put this one in here and pretend that that says whoops. Okay. So now that I have content in both of these, it's green, and that means that it's now available for my students. So I can click here, I can see that first page. So, and now I want to add this to my collection. Okay. So any questions on that? On the interface, on collections, classes, anything like that? Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to add some of the content to Canvas. So there are basically two of the most used ways are going to be to add it to a module, to add a video or content to a module, or to create an assignment for the students. So first we're going to go to modules because I want that's probably going to be the most used way of delivering. So I'm going to click on modules. Now, how many of you have done this already? Anybody?
Nope.
Nope. Anne raised her hand. Okay, awesome. Did you have any trouble with it, Anne?
It took me a minute, but I ended up just getting a little confused because it took a little bit of time to process, and I thought I had failed, but when I looked back in it a few minutes later, it had worked.
Okay, good. Yeah, it can take a minute to process depending on the size of the video or other presentations that you have there. So just remember, video files, even though it's stored on Echo360 server, video files are some of the larger files out there, so it can take a few minutes, and it may make you think that it's not working, so give it a little bit of time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to add one of those videos to my module 2. So I'm going to click plus, and then I want to use an external tool. So when I click there, then all of my external tools will come up, and it's going to be alphabetical. Now, I like to use library. I'm not sure why we have all of these options here, but I've used library seems to be the one that works for me. Now, when you click that, then it's just going to say here, Echo360-library. Of course, that's not what you want students to see. So what you're going to do is you can edit over here. And then I'm going to call this my Addie versus Sam lecture. And then update. Okay, now it's not published yet, but I don't want it published because I need to go in there and actually choose that Addie versus Sam lecture to show here. So I'm going to click on the link. This is going to take me to Echo360, and it's showing here connect your Echo360 content. Okay, section default. This should be the course that you are in now. So I found that this is my big course that I have, IB 300. I can then see my all of my content here. And this is where the organization can really come in handy, is whenever you're adding it, because you don't want to have to search through a bunch of content here. So I'm going to click Addie versus Sam and then continue. Okay, and so then this is what comes up. Now what's over here is the PowerPoint that I added. And then I have the video here that I'm not going to play all the way, but I have the video here that students will see. Now I always like to go back into my modules and just see what this looks like for the students. So again, I'm going to go to modules, and then I see that it's not published, so the students would not see anything. So when I click there, and then click on that link, then I'll see my video. Or if I didn't have a video here, it would be the PowerPoint would be the main focus here in the center. Okay. Any questions on that?
Angie?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So the reason why we're doing this is because Echo360 has a lot more storage power that Canvas doesn't. So you're basically just making everything into Echo360 and storing it until you need to use it, and then it's an external link, so it's actually not using any of your Canvas storage. Is that the whole purpose of this?
I wouldn't say that's the whole purpose. That's one advantage, is that it won't use that any of the storage in your Canvas course. But I think the purpose of it is it really adds a lot of interactivity for the students and for you, and you'll see that more as we go through sessions, and we learn a little bit more about how that you can have you can do some quizzing in it in Echo360. Students have a real advantage because they can take notes associated with different parts of the video. They can ask questions. So there's a lot more to it than that, but that is certainly an advantage.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
So if you do use a lot of video, even if you don't plan to use a lot of the interactivity in Echo360, I would suggest that you put that in Echo360 anyway, or even if it's a PowerPoint, that's maybe a big PowerPoint, any kind of media like that, I would recommend putting it into that. Any other questions? I did want to mention that for those of you who are using Go React, there is a way that you can, Echo360 doesn't do exactly what Go React can do, or not in the exact same way, but students can record themselves doing, different activities and then can upload it through Echo360, and then comments can be made on the video and annotated in certain areas. So I know it's disappointing that we can't use Go React past into the fall, but this could certainly make up for some of that and work in a very similar way. Okay. Any other questions or comments or anything that you all have experienced from using Echo360 so far that you think would be beneficial?
Angie, this is Ann again. I might have done it wrong, but when I uploaded my video, it was a MP4 upload from a voiceover PowerPoint, and there was no interaction available, so it just comes up with a plain video. Is that true for anything we don't capture using that software?
It may be. I will need to. Were you trying to add some interactivity like in the middle of the video?
I was really just looking for the ability for students to comment or flag for confusion or.
And it wasn't allowing them to do that.
It's really not. It's just showing an MP4 video much in the same way that I would do it if I were importing it from from OneNote or whatever that Microsoft.
OneDrive. Yeah.
OneDrive. Yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds like that is the issue, that you'll need to capture it. So you guys may already have some PowerPoints that have voiceover in it, and those can be saved as videos. But if that interactivity, I think you're going to have to capture that
Record it.
through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can get very much you can do the same thing. It's just you're going to, in Echo360, you're just going to be able to do more. And I also found that if you do have a voiceover PowerPoint and you don't save it as a video and you upload it as a PowerPoint, the audio doesn't work very well through the player, if at all. So Dr. Turner had that that particular issue.
Good to know.
Anyone else, questions or issues or comments? All right, well, we actually covered everything, and it seems like a short session, but it went by really fast. The next session, I'm going to get into more into student interactivity and how to create all of that and make that work. And if you need any one-on-one sessions, please let me know. We can jump on Zoom or Microsoft Teams or anything that whatever works best for you. We can jump on there and I can look at your screen. I can even take over your screen or whatever and help you go through that. Because a lot of times with Echo360, if you tell me you have a problem with it, it's not like with Canvas where I can go in and look at your course and see what issue is. With Echo360, I can't go into your particular account, but if we use Zoom or something like that, then I can see what you're dealing with. And that'll make it easier. All right, well, I will be creating some, like I said, some videos that are by topic. So you can go in and see, just like some of the videos you've seen in the past where it might be 3-4 minute videos showing you how to do something very specific. And so I will be I will get at least 1 or 2 of those out this week for you. But you'll be seeing some more of those in the upcoming weeks, as well as some of these sessions that I think work best for when you have questions and you want to ask me directly and maybe see some things that you haven't seen yet. So if that is it, then we'll end the session unless anyone has anything they'd like to add.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome.
Thanks, Angie.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Angie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.